Power Rangers killed these 5 toy lines. Not metaphorically, not they outsold them, I mean these lines got cancelled. This is the story of how the biggest phenomenon of the 90s became a black hole that devoured everything around it, including its own family. Here's what you have to understand. Before Power Rangers, Saban was a music guy. He did theme songs. He adapted Japanese shows into American cartoons, but nothing major. And then August 28th of 1993 happened. Power Rangers premieres on Fox Kids. By September, kids are karate chopping each other on the playgrounds. And by October, the toys are impossible to find. And this is the story of 5 of the bodies they left behind. First up is VR Troopers. And this is maybe the most obvious victim on the list because, in theory, this should have been easy money. VR Troopers premiered in 1994, barely a year into the Power Rangers phenomenon. Saban used footage from Metal Heroes, another franchise with very similar DNA. The premise was cool. Ryan Steele and his friends fighting in a virtual reality world. The suits looked great. They had a dog also who was a robot. Kenner made the toys for this series. Yes, the same Kenner that made the Star Wars toys. They were not messing around with this. The figures, they had a good sculpt and the vehicles, they were solid, but if you were a kid in 1994 and you couldn't find a Power Ranger toy because the store was sold out, VR Troopers should have been right there, ready to take your money. But here's the thing. Saban couldn't promote VR Troopers the way they promoted Power Rangers. Every Fox Kid Prime slot was already taken by the Power Rangers. VR Troopers got thrown into whatever time slot was left over, and from a toy perspective, retailers were thinking the same thing. Do I stock up on the Power Rangers, which I know will sell out in a matter of days, or do I take a chance on the knockoff? They picked the Rangers every time. It never ever became what it should have been. It just had the wrong bigger brother. Then Saban thought, okay, so VR Troopers didn't work. What if we try something even weirder, like Big Bad Beetleborgs? I really love this line. Beetleborgs premiered in 1996. The premise is absolutely unhinged. 3 kids go into a haunted house. They meet a ghost named Flabber. He grants them their wish to become their favorite comic book heroes, who just happen so to be Beetleborgs. And here's what Saban actually got right this time. They made the show fun. It had the same color-coded hero dynamic as Power Rangers, but with this absurd horror comedy tone that was genuinely different. And Bandai made the toys for this one too. And the Beetleborg figures? They are some of the best looking Bandai American releases of the entire 90s. The metallic paint, the sculpting, the accessories. These figures, they hold up. Then came season 2, the metallics shift. But the desperation, I think, were starting to show. Saban was throwing anything, basically anything, at the wall. And by the end of 1997, Beetleborgs were done. Now we get into one that really should have worked, Masked Rider. And the tragedy here really isn't that the Power Rangers killed it alone. Bandai killed this one. Power Rangers just buried it. Masked Rider premiered in 1995. It was adapted from Kamen Rider Black RX, one of the most beloved seasons of Kamen Rider in Japan. All Saban had to do was not mess this up. But they messed it up. Saban decided to make Masked Rider a spin-off of Power Rangers. They introduced Dex in a Power Rangers episode, and then they launched his own show. And the problem, I think, was this felt like a knockoff of the show it was supposed to be a spin-off from. And you know what? Kids aren't stupid. They realized that this sort of felt like Power Rangers with 1 person instead of 5. And the toys? Bandai made this. The figures were perfectly fine, but they sat on shelves because nobody was asking for Masked Rider figures. They were asking for Power Rangers. 1 season. And that was it. And you know the real kicker? Kamen Rider is still running in Japan. It's one of the most successful franchises of all time. If you're getting something out of these breakdowns videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do this sort of breakdowns every Sunday and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks. Now let's get back to the list. Now this one here is different. Superhuman Samurai Syber Squad. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And this wasn't actually Saban. This was Dick Entertainment taking their shot. Superhuman Samurai Syber Squad premiered in 1994. It was adapted from Gridman. The premise was basically Tron meets Tokusatsu. A kid named Sam Collins could digitize himself into a computer world and fight viruses as a giant armored hero called Servo. Yeah, the show was fine, or at least it was inventive. Playmates made the figures. The company that was printing money with the Ninja Turtles at the exact second time. They took a swing at this. The Servo figure was actually pretty cool. Big, chunky. He had that 90s Playmates quality. But here's what Dick Entertainment didn't count on. By 1994, Power Rangers wasn't just a franchise. It was a movement. The Toyline was in every store and the show was on every day. The Happy Meal toys, the live shows, the Halloween costume. A kid only had so much attention and so many birthdays a year. And Superhuman Samurai Syber Squad, with its computer lab setting and its single hero, it just couldn't match the scale of what Power Rangers was doing. The problem here was the timing. And finally, we get to one that surprises me a little bit. Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. This was Saban's Hail Mary, 1998. It had no Japanese footage, no Sentai adaptation. This was an original fantasy series set in medieval Ireland, with knights, and magic, and a dragon. Saban built this thing from scratch. Finally, they realized that maybe they couldn't keep adapting Japanese shows and expecting the same results as the Power Rangers. And the toys for this one. The sculpts were detailed, the armor had this Celtic-inspired design language that was unique. The dragon figure was legitimately huge. If you were into fantasy action figures in 1998, this line had some serious appeal. But by 1998, the Power Rangers was in their space season. This meant that Saban's attention was back on the Rangers and Mystic Knights, their original creation, their attempt to escape the Sentai shadow, it got one season. Saban actually tried something new, and it still got buried, because Power Rangers didn't just kill competitors. It killed Saban's own ability to move on from Power Rangers. They built a prison out of their own success, and every attempt to escape the prison just led to another body in the pile. 5 Toylines, 5 attempts to catch lightning in a bottle, and 5 funerals. Power Rangers didn't kill these Toylines because the toys were bad. It didn't kill because the shows were terrible. All to Masked Rider, I mean, come on. It killed them because it was a phenomenon, and phenomena don't share. I think about the people who worked on these lines back in the day. The sculptors at Bandai who put months into Beetleborgs figures that still holds up nearly 30 years later. The writers on Mystic Knights who were told, yay, make us something original. And they actually did it. They had to know. On some level, walking into the office every day looking at the Power Rangers merch in the hallway, they had to know the project was already dead. The math didn't work. The shelf space, it didn't exist. The gravity was too strong. This wasn't a market failure. It was physics. Power Rangers was a black hole and these 5 Toylines crossed the event horizon. I think that's what makes this story extra interesting. Not the failure, but the persistence. They knew the odds, but they still kept trying. Now which one of these 5 failed Toylines hurts you the most? For me, it's probably Mystic Knights or maybe Beetleborgs, just because of how ridiculous fun the concept was. Let me know in the comments. I read them and I really appreciate each and every one of them. It's what motivates me to actually keep these videos going. If you want more deep dives into 80s and 90s Toylines, the ones that made it and the ones that didn't, and the stories behind why, make sure you're subscribed. I drop new videos every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching this video and I really hope I see you next Sunday. Bye!